Hello, everyone. It's Friday, March the 11th. We've got a lot of really important things going on, right now with the ending of the session, and a lot of folks, moving around a lot of different ways. But we've lost another 98 people in the state of West Virginia, and that's not good. And it's beyond not good, to tell you the honest truth. And so, with all that being said, I ask if you'll please, in every way, keep these folks in your prayers, and just please don't let them become just a number. But the 6,453rd death in West Virginia is a 72-year-old male from Berkeley County. The 6,454th death, a 51-year-old female from Lincoln County. The 6,455th death, an 82-year-old male from Mineral County. The 6,456th death, a 95-year-old male from Kanawha County. The 6,457th death, a 71-year-old female from Clay County. The 6,458th death, a 78-year-old male from Berkeley County. The 6,459th death, a 73-year-old female from Cabell County. The 6,460th death, a 70-year-old male from McDowell County. The 6,461st death, a 72-year-old male from Jackson County. The 6,462nd death, an 86-year-old female from Mason County. The 6,463rd death, a 79-year-old male from Logan County. The 6,464th death, a 59-year-old female from Kanawha County. The 6,465th death, a 56-year-old female from Hancock County. The 6,466th death, a 61-year-old female from Berkeley County. The 6,467th death, a 68-year-old female from Berkeley County. The 6,468th death, a 70-year-old female from Lincoln County. The 6,469th death is a 45-year-old male from Morgan County. The 6,470th death is an 83-year-old male from Fayette County. The 6,471st death is a 77-year-old female from Marion County. The 6,472nd death is a 63-year-old female from Jefferson County. The 6,473rd death, a 72-year-old male from Marion County. The 6,474th death, a 74-year-old female from Berkeley County. The 6,475th death, an 86-year-old male from Wood County. The 6,476th death, a 63-year-old female from Fayette County. The 6,477th death, a 74-year-old female from Kanawha County. The 6,478th death, a 66-year-old female from Preston County. The 6,479th death, a 58-year-old female from Kanawha County. The 6,480th death, an 83-year-old female from Taylor County. The 6,481st death, a 64-year-old female from Kanawha County. The 6,482nd death, a 63-year-old female from Cabell County. The 6,483rd death, a 51-year-old female from Monroe County. The 6,484th death, a 56-year-old male from Kanawha County. The 6,485th death, a 68-year-old female from Lewis County. The 6,486th death, a 60-year-old male from Lewis County. The 6,487th death, an 86-year-old male from Greenbrier County. The 6,488th death, a 90-year-old male from Webster County. The 6,489th death, a 69-year-old female from Mercer County. The 6,490th death, a 78-year-old male from Randolph County. The 6,491st death, an 83-year-old female from Taylor County. The 6,492nd death, a 70-year-old female from Upshur County. The 6,493rd death is an 85-year-old male from Upshur County. The 6,494th death, a 61-year-old male from Cabell County. The 6,495th death is an 84-year-old female from Preston County. The 6,496th death is a 72-year-old male from Marion County. The 6,497th death, an 85-year-old male from Tucker County. The 6,498th death, a 66-year-old female from Greenbrier County. The 6,499th death is a 79-year-old male from Putnam County. The 6,500th death is a 78-year-old female from Tyler County. The 6,501st death is a 41-year-old female from Marshall County. The 6,502nd death is a 74-year-old female from Preston County. The 6,503rd death is a 99-year-old female from Marion County. The 6,504th death is a 79-year-old male from Nicholas County. The 6,505th death is a 55-year-old male from Marion County. The 6,506th death is a 90-year-old female from Raleigh County. The 6,507th death is an 84-year-old male from Raleigh County. The 6,508th death is a 91-year-old female from Cabell County. The 6,509th death is a 66-year-old female from Kanawha County. The 6,510th death is a 46-year-old female from Wyoming County. The 6,511th death is a 70-year-old female from Wyoming County. The 6,512th death is an 82-year-old female from Cabell County. The 6,513th death is a 77-year-old female from Mercer County. The 6,514th death is a 56-year-old female from Lincoln County. The 6,515th death is a 64-year-old male from Ohio County. The 6,516th death, a 94-year-old female from Taylor County. The 6,517th death, a 65-year-old female from Berkeley County. The 6,518th death, a 74-year-old male from Marion County. Hold on just one second. Sorry, I'm really sorry. The 6,518th death is a 74-year-old male from Marion County. The 6,519th death is a 59-year-old male from Summers County. The 6,520th death is a 78-year-old female from Fayette County. The 6,521st death is a 72-year-old male from Roane County. The 6,522nd death is a 71-year-old female from Logan County. The 6,523rd death is a 62-year-old male from Logan County. The 6,524th death, a 46-year-old female from Jackson County. The 6,525th death is a 58-year-old male from Berkeley County. The 6,526th death is a 75-year-old male from Wetzel County. The 6,527th death, an 80-year-old male from Taylor County. The 6,528th death, an 85-year-old female from Wayne County. The 6,529th death, a 91-year-old female from Marion County. The 6,530th death, a 78-year-old male from Wayne County. The 6,531st death is an 83-year-old male from Hardy County. The 6,532nd death is an 87-year-old male from Hampshire County. The 6,533rd death is a 74-year-old female from Logan County. The 6,534th death is a 70-year-old female from Logan County. The 6,535th death, an 81-year-old male from Logan County. The 6,536th death, a 74-year-old female from Upshur County. The 6,537th death is an 83-year-old male from Raleigh County. The 6,538th death is an 82-year-old female from Ohio County. The 6,539th death is a 95-year-old male from Wayne County. The 6,540th death in West Virginia is a 102-year-old female from Kanawha County. The 6,541st death is a 92-year-old male from Fayette County. The 6,542nd death is a 49-year-old male from Clay County. The 6,543rd death is an 82-year-old female from Harrison County. The 6,544th death is a 42-year-old female from Wood County. The 6,545th death is a 43-year-old male from Raleigh County. The 6,546th death is a 73-year-old male from Kanawha County. The 6,547th death is a 69-year-old male from Jackson County. The 6,548th death is a 74-year-old female from Lincoln County. The 6,549th death is an 81-year-old male from Lewis County. The 6,550th death in West Virginia is an 82-year-old male from Marshall County. 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, whatever, out of 98, maybe in their 40s, almost none in their 50s. an awful lot of older people, probably a lot of people that absolutely maybe didn't get their booster shot. We need to do that. We really need to do that, West Virginia. You've got active cases of 1,432. It's the first day under 1,500 since July 23rd of last year. With positive cases of 469, our daily positivity rate is at 2.89. Cumulative rate is still coming down slow, but at 8.34. Recovered cases are a little over 486,000 cases. There's only 312 people hospitalized, but that's 312 too many. 78 in the ICU units and 50 on ventilators. We have 53 of our 55 counties now in the green. I remind you 1,000 times about your booster shots. You've got to get those. All the vaccine numbers and everything still continue to crawl up ever so slowly. Not nearly fast enough, but we're at 90.1% now, the 65 and olders, 82.9% of the 50 and olders. So slowly but surely, it continues to move up. All the COVID vaccine information's up. I remind you about the free testing. We're down to 109 outbreaks in our long-term care facilities and none in our church community. We have only 53 inmates and 14 staff cases in corrections. I've reminded you over and over, if you're a renter, if you're a landlord, get in touch with us. We may very well be able to get you some federal dollars that may really be able to help you. I remind you about giving blood. I remind you about the Biden administration's, offer to give you 4 free home tests and the N95 mask. I tell you, if you're still kind of on the fence about getting back in the workforce, we need you. We'll give you $1,500 if you can absolutely stay at that job for 8 weeks, and that's our job jumpstart program that we have. At noon today, I'm going to give a really special address and everything. We wanted to give it, to the entire legislature. I do know that the Senate is coming. I hope the House is coming as well, and we're going to do that at noon, and it will be short, and I hope that I'll be able to deliver it right to the point and everything. But there's 3 things, that really and truly what we should be standing for in every way right now. I'll get more into that detail in just a few minutes, but the primary thing is what is going on in Ukraine is absolutely disgraceful beyond belief, and we all know that and everything. But there are so many more components to this, especially in West Virginia, from the standpoint that we absolutely could be the answer to an awful lot of our problems and everything. But I'll address that and everything at that time. I've got an announcement here, that we made. We put it out yesterday and everything that PepsiCo is investing $32.5 million in West Virginia. They're going to build a pair of new state-of-the-art warehouses and distribution facilities, and they're going to have it done by the end of 2022. One's 16.5 million, 100,000 square foot warehouse in Ona, and the other one is 16 million, 70,000 square foot, and that's going into Scott Depot. But one is for Frito-Lay, and the other, I guess, is for all the PepsiCo products and everything. But nevertheless, it's more of just this. Companies coming to West Virginia, Fortune 50, Fortune 500 companies that are coming to West Virginia, and it just gives us more and more and more credibility. These people are going to bring a lot of full-time jobs and everything. It's projected at 185 individuals in Cabell and Putnam counties, and that's all really, really great stuff, and we thank them. We thank them from the bottom of our heart. Homeland Security is gathering up all the body armor that we have as a surplus across our state. A lot of people, from county sheriffs to right on down, are stepping up, and we're sending that body armor on to Ukraine. And the only other thing I've got is a winter weather advisory. I mean, I know it's March, but remember what I say, one robin didn't make spring. And so we still got a little bit of weather to contend with, and so just be careful, and we'll bring you more and more up to date on that. But we could get a few inches of snow, and but that's all I got.
All right, thank you, Governor. Dr. Clay Marsh, our coronavirus czar, Secretary Bill Crouch with the DHHR, and Dr. Ayn Amjad, our state health officer, are also joining us today and are available for questions. Retired Major General Jim Hoyer had a prior engagement and will rejoin us next week. We'll now go to questions from members of the media. First today, Paul Mullen with WCBC.
Thank you, Governor. Good morning. I have a question about where we are in the pandemic and a rating from each of our panel members. A couple of weeks ago, we had the problem with the hospitals potentially being overrun, and I know that would have been a real tough thing, and maybe that would have been the second highest we could be. If we were rating it now on a scale of 1 to 5, where would we be, with 1 being the highest and 5 being the lowest? Thank you.
Well, I'll let our experts answer that one, Paul, but remember, at the point in time where we're really worried about our hospitals overrun, we got to give an awful lot of credit where credit's due. Our National Guard really stepped up, and we can never thank them enough. That's all there is to it. But maybe if Secretary Crouch or Dr. Amjad could do this one.
Yeah, I'll start on if that's okay. Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Paul. Our numbers are down to where they were somewhere back around January or so of 2021. Our hospitalizations are 312. We have 78 people in, as the governor, I think, said, in ICU, and 50 now still on ventilators. So this is not over. We're looking at a great trend. We're moving in the right direction. Our R value is plateaued a little bit somewhere around the 80s. That's good. As you recall, we were way up over 1.3 or 4 at one point, as I recall. So the trend is good. In terms of a ranking from 1 to 5, gosh, we're probably not on the 1 or the 5, but we're dropping down to where we're probably at a 4, hoping to continue to fall. But we're not there yet. We still have this virus to deal with. We still have positive cases. We still have a lot of deaths coming, as the governor talks about every day. And so we're doing pretty good. We're on the right trend, but we're not quite where we need to be. Any comments? Let me mention, before you start, today is the 2nd anniversary of the World Health Organization declaring this a pandemic. So it is. It's a good question, Paul, from the standpoint of where we are from where we started. It has been quite a journey. Really want to thank the governor. We started this thing out so strong. I am just kind of stunned at where we started. We refused to follow CDC guidelines with regard to only using 2 pharmacies to vaccinate our folks. We have done a tremendous job. It's a real challenge to balance the population. West Virginia has some strong feelings with regard to vaccinations and this virus. The governor's done an incredible job at that, and I want to thank him. I also want to thank Clay Marsh and for the governor putting this team together. I'm just so proud to be part of this. Dr. Amjad has just been phenomenal. Jim Hoyer is incredible. So I want to thank the governor. Again, 2 years today that this was declared a pandemic. So we've gone up and down a couple of times in this mountain. So we hope we're doing better than we were, we know. So but thank you, Governor, for all that. Sorry,
thanks. But I guess if we want a ranking, I'll put it around a 4.5 as well, Paul. I think we're on the lower end for now, and hopefully we'll keep it steady at that rating for now as well. Thank you.
And Jordan, come back to me, Paul. I mean, here's my answer. You know, really and truly, and you know, if you look at, gosh, where we've been, and it's been sad, it's been frustrating, it's been exhausting, it's been all the you know, adjectives that you could possibly come up with, but it's better. It's better. I don't know if we're a 4 or 5 yet, but it's better, a lot better.
All right, thank you, Paul. Next, for our last question, we'll go to Charles Young with WV News.
Hi, this is Charles Young with WV News. I wanted to ask about the future plans for our testing sites. You know, given everything the experts just said, things continue to trend in the right direction. Our map is looking very green. How long do we anticipate continuing to run the testing sites? I think there's 29 available today that folks could go to. Thank you.
Dr. Marsh, you haven't talked. Talk to us.
Thank you, Governor, and thank you, Charles. You know, Charles, we continue to assess what we need to provide for the good people of West Virginia. And although we certainly are moving in the right direction, I think you heard that from, you know, Secretary Crouch, certainly from the governor and from Dr. Amjad. You know, we also need to be cognizant that we are not done with the pandemic yet. We see in England, we're seeing an upswing in the number of cases and the number of hospitalizations, which are particularly seen in older people from the United Kingdom. The country of Hong Kong has the highest per capita death rate in the world. And remember, early in the pandemic, they had basically not even a single case or very, very few cases. So we know that the virus is dictating what we do. We are at a point where we have the greatest amount of immune protection that we've seen so far. But we also know that the potency of the vaccines and the potency of immunity to the virus can wane. And we know that our oldest part of our population, while very well vaccinated with first and second shots, really hasn't gotten the number of boosters that we would feel most comfortable with. So I think that having the ability to continue to document cases for right now, as we're starting to see things move in the right direction and going into warmer weather. So we're optimistic that things will continue to settle and to be looking as good as it does today in another few weeks. And I think if that's true, we certainly will consider whether or not we reduce the number of testing places. But for now, I think we still want to keep a very close watch on what's going on. Thank you.
All right, Governor, I'll turn it back to you to close out.
Well, it's hard to imagine, is it not? You know, for all of us. I mean, really, I think I look at Dr. Marsh and Dr. Amjad, and, you know, General Hoyer wasn't with us today, but Secretary Crouch, and just I'm seeing them on our little screens here in my office, and I think, I don't know how many briefings, but by the blessings of the good Lord, I haven't missed one yet. You know, but at the same time, I look at just the job that all these great people that have been around me have done, and I commend them in every way. You know, I hate it so bad. We've lost 6,550 people, I think, in the state of West Virginia now. And that's really sad, but trust me, it could have been lots and lots and lots worse, and we all know that. We all know that. So, you know, all I can do is close out by just saying thank you to all those that have been made me look a lot better than I am, I'm sure. So thank you so much.